And Joe knows I'm a hell of a runner. I don't think there's any fighter that could run better than me, road work wise. So he knows I could push it and I could be a mean motherfucker. And, come Saturday night, I'm going to be a mean motherfucker.
Woo!
All right, go.
You just heard Joe say that Mario believes you don't know what's coming with his fighter, Mario Barrios. What do you think he's going to bring to the table, and what are you bringing to the table in this fight?
I mean, there's not a lot that I guess I haven't seen in the sport of boxing. With my long amateur career, the amount of fights I've had, all the sparring I have. So I don't think he's quite right about that. But, you kind of never really know until you're in the ring how sharp the person really is. I hear a couple things in his sparring and a couple things in his training, but you can't really go off of that. So for me, I'm just preparing myself, and I have as the best as I possibly can. And now when I step in that ring, I know myself will be 100%. So we just have to see when he's in there how he is. But I definitely don't think it's something I haven't seen.
Asking a fighter how they're feeling is kind of a generic question, but for you, it's kind of appropriate given what's happened over the last couple of years. Where are you at mentally, physically, coming into this fight?
Well, I think I could do a lot of talking and say, I'm prepared the best I can. You could just look at me and just kind of see the shape I'm in and how I look and kind of have your own opinion on it. I think that speaks enough.
You're the world champion here on this stage, but a lot of these things that are part of this promotion have felt like it's a very Ryan Garcia type of event. Have you felt that, and has any of that bothered you?
Nah, none of it has bothered me. I know I'm the champion for a reason. I know everything that I've been doing in the gym, everything I've been doing to prepare for this fight. I'm ready. I'm not a talker when it comes to all this, but every time I get in there, I fight. I leave it all in there, and that's exactly what I'm looking forward to on this Saturday.
Yeah, he have potential. He have a lot of skills. He have a lot of potential to be one of the biggest star in boxing.
Do you think it's like a mental thing when you have all that pressure and you go in there and you get, like, some would say you got like embarrassed kind of?
It's hard. It's obviously it's hard. But,
I mean, that was a big fight for him to take too, right?
Yeah.
I guess they could have both dodged that.
Do you think that it was too early to take that fight, or do you think it was
no.
smart?
What I think he need to do is take that loss and learn from that loss.
Yeah, Ryan better be in the best shape of his life. He better be, stay focused, in control, and take care of business.
Oscar is subtly distancing himself from the outcome before the first bell. By demanding perfection against a dangerous champion like Barrios, he's setting the narrative that if Ryan loses, it's because of Ryan's lifestyle and discipline, not because of promotion or matchmaking.
I feel like, I'm going into this fight like, I have, everything to lose. I have the title. I know he's coming, with a lot to prove, but at the end of the day, I'm the champion. I'm looking to defend and, show why, I'm, the biggest threat in the welterweight division.
Oscar's warning reads like a flare because he knows Barrios isn't just defending a title. He's coming in hungry to expose Ryan and derail the comeback. Barrios sounds calculated, like he's studied the cracks in Garcia's defense and believes he can turn one mistake into a disaster. In a fight this tense, that kind of certainty is dangerous because it's built on a plan, not just talk.
I mean, obviously he has a good height and reach on him. So we gotta, that faces some challenges, but it's nothing that we haven't, seen before. Years of fighting. Right. I don't want to, I guess, go into too much detail. It kind of gives him an idea of what I expect from him. So for me, it just I see some things, but we'll be ready for.
Garcia stays almost unnervingly calm, hinting he's spotted a hidden opening in Barrios' defense, and he's saving it for the perfect moment.
Joe was in there for a short period of time, and if anything, I think it gives me advantage. I know exactly how he trains, and I know it ain't what I'm doing. I know I'm doing. I definitely see it as more of an advantage for me. But I do feel like it's messed up though. I'm like, damn.
Why do you feel it's messed up?
Garcia says he's confident he'll win, claiming he knows the blueprint because his former coach, Joe Goosen, is now in Barrios' corner.
Oh, 100%. You know, I'm so excited to show everybody. You know, it's one of those things when you're so innerly confident, you just want to show the world what you got and what you've been preparing for. So for me, you know, I'm as locked in as I've been. So I can't wait the opportunity to show you guys. All I can do is say, I can't wait to show you. That's it. I mean, I feel like talk is cheap at this point. You just got to do it.
Garcia says that inside knowledge has sharpened his focus to a frightening level, and he insists the talking is over. He comes across like a man who believes the outcome is already written, now just waiting on the opening bell to deliver a violent reality check to the world.
You've seen me when I get some type of consistency in fights and in training camps. You see the best versions of me. So, you know, right here, you know, we went straight to work. You know, after the Rolando fight, we took the loss, but we learned a lot of lessons with it, and we got right back to work. So you're gonna see a great performance this time around.
Garcia admits his inconsistency was the poison that nearly derailed his career, saying the loss forced a hard look in the mirror and real change. He claims the distracted version of himself is gone, replaced by a colder, more calculating fighter who turned failure into fuel. Garcia insists this camp was different and that he's bringing a new level of discipline the world isn't ready for.
Well, usually I don't give predictions, you know, as respect to the fighters. And of course, I used to train Mario. He's a great kid and I respect him highly. I don't know Ryan personally. At this stage, I got it 50-50. You know, in my own mind, keeping it to myself, I'll probably pick an internal winner inside of myself after the weigh-in, when I can see the weigh-in and how that goes off. And then I won't predict it.
Virgil Hunter isn't swayed by Ryan Garcia's promises. He treats this matchup with real caution. Having trained Mario Barrios himself, Hunter says he knows exactly what kind of durable, determined force Garcia is facing, and he refuses to pick a winner, calling it a dangerous 50-50 fight. Hunter also hints that the first real test isn't in the ring, but on the scale. He wants to see whether Ryan's body reflects true discipline, or whether the preparation is more talk than proof. Until he sees that physical confirmation, Hunter says he won't put a dime on who makes it through the night.
A good fight. I want to see each guy display their skills, display their determination, give the crowd and the world a good fight. And even if you come out on the short side, you know, your stock rises because you gave up a great fight and that you still showed, even though in a loss, you still belong in that echelon. So that's what I look for. Compliments to both guys, and I wish both of them.
Hunter frames this as a total war, challenging both men to prove they belong among the elite through skill, grit, and what they're willing to endure. He warns this isn't just a test of technique, but survival, where even the loser can earn legend status if he's willing to leave everything in the ring. It's a cold reminder of boxing's unforgiving truth. Fans can accept a loss, but they won't forgive a fighter who quits when the heat turns up. Hunter expects both men to drag each other to the breaking point, so that whoever falls is still remembered for the brutal chaos he survived.
You know, I'm excited in particular of seeing, you know, what's going to take place once they step inside the ring, once the lights are on you, once the first bell rings. Who's going to feel the butterflies? Who's going to feel the excitement, the adrenaline? Everything comes into play. When that first bell rings and they land punches, you know how the fight's going to play out, right? And I'm looking forward to that because this welterweight showdown, like I said in the podium, these guys are fast, these guys are strong, they throw a lot of punches, they're durable. Barrios, a world champion. Ryan's, he's going to try to become world champion. So a lot's at stake for both guys. It's going to be a very entertaining fight.
Oscar De La Hoya shifts straight to the cold reality of the opening bell, the moment the talking dies and the ring turns lonely. He describes that first adrenaline dump as a fork in the road. It can make you a legend, or it can freeze you in place. His question isn't just about skill anymore. It's who survives the mental pressure when the lights are blinding and the first punch lands. Who stays calm inside the chaos? because De La Hoya knows in fights like this, someone can crack before it ever truly gets going.
I think Ryan Garcia wasn't motivated. I think a lot of things went wrong in his camp. Just wasn't focused right from the start. When the fight was maybe being negotiated to the final bell, he just wasn't there psychologically. I don't think he wanted that fight. I don't think he was motivated to fight Rollies, and obviously he paid the price, and I'm sure he learned a big lesson, and that's always, always take your fight serious, take the sport serious, take your career serious, and go out there and be in shape as much as you can.
Oscar De La Hoya then turns back to Ryan's past and doesn't sugarcoat a thing. He calls out the lack of focus in previous camps, suggesting Garcia was mentally beaten before he even stepped into the ring last time. It's a brutal reminder of boxing's truth. Talent means nothing without the right mind. De La Hoya is publicly calling out that old version of Ryan to make sure it doesn't return. The message is clear: if you're not fully obsessed with the sport, you'll be punished. And in Oscar's view, Ryan's biggest opponent isn't Barrios, it's his own head.
I see a motivated Ryan, which ultimately is going to make him very dangerous inside the ring. But I see a Barrios who is confident, Barrios who's coming off a draw with the legendary Manny Pacquiao, which counts for a lot because, trust me, when Ryan hits him and he goes down, he's going to get right back up. So it might be a long night for both guys. It's going to be a fun fight. Yeah, it's going to be one of those classic fights, I believe, that you wouldn't want to miss.
That's it for today. Stay tuned. See you next time.